This right here is the LikeBike Shine S, and it's a folding bike, which I like. One other thing that I like is that it comes with 20x4-inch fat tires. And it also comes with a removable battery. And to take that off, all you do is lift the seat up like that, twist the key that they give you included, and then you can take the battery right off the bike. The seat folds back down and you're ready to go. Also says LikeBike on the seat, as well as on the white frame on this bike. Shine S also comes with this nice cargo rack here. Looks like it's got some holes here for a seat, but I don't know if you can really carry a passenger on this. I don't think it's rated for that. Here's our 720 watt peak hub motor in the rear, and then we have a 7-speed Shimano shifter right here. It looks like we have a few adjustments here on the seat if you want to move it forward or back. Cables are neatly tied up in this little Velcro sleeve. And they give us cable brakes on this bike, which for about $550, which is what this retails for. That's not too bad, and it's what you would expect. 160mm discs on the front, and the same setup on the rear wheel. Our battery is 48 volts and 13 amp hours. Our seat is adjustable, of course, with a quick release. And we will get this bike fired up with the power button right there. They give us a pretty standard e-bike display that we've seen on a ton of other bikes before. No complaints, this is a really good basic display. We have a button for our headlight and then our horn, which is really loud. Then we have an I button that changes the information on your display. You can even see how many amps your bike is pulling. And you have the pedal assist up, pedal assist down, and then the gear doesn't do anything. Then you have your power button. We have our 7-speed Shimano shifter, which we've seen a billion times. We have a quarter twist throttle, and it says that we can get up to about 24.5 miles an hour. Got some nice rubberized grips up here, and then our cable brake levers right here. Then we have our padded seat. The rear is a brake light when you pull the brake lever and it flashes like that. No turn signals built in on this bike though. Here's another look at our headlight. That's how the beam looks. And our tail light does come on with the headlight. This is how I look standing next to the LikeBike Shine S and sitting down on it at 150 pounds and 5'9" inches. I think this is a great bike for me. This feels really, really nice. And one thing I forgot to mention is that these handlebars are adjustable up and down, so you can adjust them to whatever position is most comfortable for you. But I think this is gonna fit a wide variety of riders. Probably if you're over 6 foot, you might be a little bit big for this bike, but I think for an average sized person, you're gonna be just fine on this thing. There definitely is some non-adjustable front suspension, and the rear is a hardtail. And I think overall this does feel a bit like a budget bike, and for about $550, I think that that's perfectly acceptable. You're getting a lot of bike for the money, and the fact that this thing has 20x4-inch fat tires on it is a big selling point in my opinion, because a lot of bikes for this price point will come with really skinny tires. There's nothing really wrong with them, but I like the fact that it comes with these big fat tires on here. They also include a mounting point here so that you can hook up a water bottle right there, but I think for the price, this is a really good bike. You're getting a lot of bike for the money, and I know this isn't gonna be the fastest bike in the world. It only has a 720 watt peak hub motor in the back, but I think that for an everyday bike, this is probably gonna be just fine, especially with that rear rack. It's very practical, and the fact that you can fold it up and fit it in a car is really, really nice. So what do you say we take the LikeBike Shine S out for a spin and see how it does in the real world? All right guys, so out here on the LikeBike Shine S, cruising around, and it looks like our speedometer is pretty accurate. You guys can see the GPS is over here on the right, and then the display in the middle. Looks like it's matching up pretty good. The GPS does lag just a little bit. Looks like it's cutting us off at about 22 on throttle. So definitely not the most powerful bike here. I think we're only dealing with like a 740 watt hub motor in the rear, and that's 740 watts peak. I'm not sure what this is nominal, probably like 500 or so, but you know, it's enough to get you going along, and we're just kind of cruising here at 20 miles an hour. It's a super, super windy day out here right now, so it's getting us along nicely. I don't have anything bad to say about that. It feels like a nice, safe, easy to ride bike so far. The cable brakes, on the other hand, they're pretty good. I would say they're about average, especially for cable brakes. Sure, it'd be nice to see hydraulic brakes on here, but I'm not gonna fault it for that. This is a really, really affordable entry-level bike. So we'll just give it a launch here, 0 to 20. Off the line, it really, really eases you into the power. 11, 12, 13, 15, 17, 18, 20. Yeah, so this is a really, really approachable bike. Just off the bat, you know, it's gonna ease you into the power. It's not gonna really be a scary bike for you to ride. It's a really safe option if you're looking for a entry-level bike, that's for sure. The display is easily readable in the sunlight. I don't have a problem reading it at all. It looks really good. And I've seen this on a bunch of other bikes. It's a really good display and super easy to read. Speedometer's accurate. Everything's good. Going over a large bump here, and it certainly feels like a hardtail bike. There's not much cushion here in the back of the bike, so just keep that in mind if you are going to be riding on bumpier streets. And this is not an off-road bike, but we'll do a little bit of off-roading with this thing just to see how it is. But if you're going slow, it's really not too bad. You could definitely air down those 20x4-inch fat tires and you get a little bit more cushion there. Honestly, not the worst off-road bike I've ever felt, I guess. This is a pretty bumpy grass trail here. Obviously, you're not gonna be taking this thing on any crazy dirt. This bike could be going faster, but I'm kind of limiting it to like 10 just so that I don't shake myself apart here. Something that I noticed too is that this hub motor is really quiet on the back. The front suspension is absorbing some of the bumps here. If you do need to go on some grass, it can definitely do it. Personally, I love these folding e-bikes like this because they're just really, really practical. You know, you can fit these easily in a hatchback or a crossover. I'm not even gonna bother with our usual hill test because I know it's not gonna make it up there. This is a bike that you're gonna be on the bike trails and the bike lane with. On the bike trail, it's a super windy day out and it's definitely getting blown around a little bit, but I mean, the suspension feels good. It's helping absorb these bumps here in the road, these cracks and everything. Down the bump here onto the road. Yeah, it feels like a hardtail bike. It's not the best as far as suspension goes. And off the line, we're really getting sluggish here now with the wind, and now that the battery is getting a little bit worn down. Only a 13 amp hour battery on this thing, which is fine. It's a lot bigger than my first e-bike was at 10 amp hours. Going up a little bit of a hill here and I can feel it slow down a little bit, but 13 amp hours should be good for most people just getting back and forth. I would say you could probably get 15, maybe 20 miles on throttle on this thing. And if you're pedaling, you could get a lot more. And speaking of pedaling, why don't we knock it down a few pedal assist numbers here. I'm gonna put it into 7th gear and we'll put it into pedal assist 2. I'm going about 13 miles an hour. I'm in the top gear here in 7th gear. And I'm pedaling about 11 miles an hour. I'm definitely inputting something down into the pedals. It feels pretty good. We'll up it just one more. This is a cadence sensor on this bike as well, no torque sensor, which for the price you shouldn't be surprised by. But yeah, helping it out here, this pedal assist 3 in 7th gear feels like a good kind of happy medium here. I'm still inputting something and I'm going up a little bit of a hill here. Looking like it's capping us out at about 13 miles an hour. And of course, no turn signals on this bike, which might be a downside depending on how much street riding you're gonna be doing. But anyways, in pedal assist 5, it's gonna give us the full unlocked top speed of, I'm getting about 22 miles an hour on here max. That's the highest that I've seen. Right now we're getting about 20.6. It's about 21 miles an hour here. Brakes are feeling better. They're getting a little bit more bedded in. Seat feels okay. It feels about average for a bicycle seat like this. Not the best, not the worst. And you can always easily replace that stuff out with one that you already have, or you can go buy a different one that's gonna be more comfortable. And of course, you could always add in a suspension seat post as well if you do want to have a little bit of cushioning on the rear so that it's not as bumpy. The grips and the overall layout of everything feels really nice. The controller here is really simple to control the screen. You have a headlight button and a horn button, just really easily labeled. And I love the fact that you can adjust the handlebars up and down as well. Grips feel really comfortable. The half twist throttle here is a really nice addition. A lot of times they'll throw a thumb throttle, which there's nothing really wrong with that, but I prefer to have a twist throttle on here. It just feels better. This being a step through folding e-bike like this, you have a pretty high center of gravity. Handling feels fine for a bicycle, but you know, I look at this bike more as something that's a utility bike and not something that you're really gonna go out and try and go crazy on the streets with. So we're going up a steady incline here and it looks like we're only getting about 18 to 19 miles an hour here. And look, I like faster bikes for sure, but 20 miles an hour is a perfectly reasonable speed to be doing on a bike, especially when you're in the bike lane and stuff like that. You don't need more than 20 miles an hour on an e-bike like this, but trust me, it's nice to have that. And this is a really chill bike. It feels nice on the street. The brakes are totally acceptable for a bike that's capable of doing like 22 miles an hour. Cable brakes are fine for those speeds. If you were going faster than that, though, I would like hydraulic brakes. But again, you can always upgrade those. Personally, I don't know if I'd go crazy on the upgrades on this bike. I think I'd probably just buy this thing, use it how it is, maybe use it to make a little bit of money doing DoorDash or food delivery or something, and then upgrade to something that's bigger, faster, just a little bit better. But this is a totally fine e-bike. Even if it's your only e-bike, if it's your first e-bike. Check out this house. I really love the 4th of July. It's July 5th today. I've never seen anybody decorate their house for the 4th of July like that. Like it's Christmas or something, or Halloween. I'll tell you what though, any e-bike that can do 20 miles an hour certainly beats walking. And especially one that can carry stuff on the cargo rack like this, I think that's an awesome feature. The position that I have the seat in also feels really nice for pedaling. If I was pedaling this bike just completely by itself, I would probably want it up a little bit higher so I can put power down, but you know, just for helping the electric motor out on this, it's perfectly fine. It feels really good and natural. Nobody is gonna give you a hard time on this bike, man. It is a good e-bike to stay under the radar, that's for sure. You know, a lot of these bikes that look like motorcycles, they're cool and they're fast and they're fun, but they're gonna get you some attention. And they might even get you some unwanted attention at that. Ugh. Yeah, that's a bump. Yeah, this bike kind of reminds me of my first e-bike. It wasn't the fastest, wasn't the craziest looking. It was actually a pretty normal looking bike, but it really got me obsessed with e-bikes, and that's how all this got started. So when you look at it like that, when you look at it as a starter bike, something that's your first bike, something that can get you into this hobby of electric bikes like this, I really like this bike. This is gonna be a fun little bike for you. Oh, big bump. This is gonna be a fun little bike for you. This is gonna be something that you can use to get around town. You can go to the store, you can throw some stuff on the back here. You can ride around the neighborhood on this thing. You're gonna get decent battery range. And it's, you know, it looks good. It's just a great starter bike, I'd say. Feeling is comfortable on this thing, very practical. You know, you can fold it up, you can fold the pedals up, get more space. Throw a couple of these in your trunk or your SUV or your hatchback, whatever. You don't have to worry about getting a bike rack with a tow hitch. We've gone about 6 miles on our ride here. It's saying 3 out of 5 battery bars on our screen here. Right now it looks like they're asking about $529 for this model, and it says it comes with a basket. I'm not sure if they mean the rear rack or if they mean like a front basket. But either way, that's a really good price for a bike like this. Any discount codes I can get you guys are gonna be in the link in the description. But I'm really enjoying my time on the LikeBike Shine S right now. It's a cool little foldable bike. I'm gonna go ahead, ride this thing, get a little bit closer to home, and then I'm gonna give you guys my range and my final thoughts on the LikeBike Shine S, so I'll catch up with you guys then. All right guys, so finishing up our ride here on the LikeBike Shine S, I think this is a great little entry-level bike. This is honestly one of the cheapest e-bikes that you can buy. I mean, $529 is nothing for an e-bike. It's a really good price, and that price includes shipping and everything. So looking at it from that lens, you can't really be too hard on this bike. I don't really have much bad to say about it. I mean, it feels like a budget entry-level bike, but that's because it is. You know, everything feels really good on it. It's got a nice display, nice grips. You get a headlight and a horn. You get a folding e-bike. You get the practicality with that. You get a rear rack. You get decent cable brakes. They're going to stop you just fine from its top speed of 22 miles an hour. And you get a top speed of 22 miles an hour, which is really nice for 520 bucks. Really, if you need cheap transportation, this is awesome. We're at 2 battery bars right now, gone about 11 miles on our ride right now. So by the time I get home, we'll be at about 11 and a half or so. I think we can probably get another 5 to 8 miles out of this thing on throttle only, if not a little bit more if you're pedaling. So decent range on this bike for a 13 amp hour battery. But yeah guys, the LikeBike Shine S, this is a really good entry level foldable e-bike. If you're in the market for something like this, nice little affordable, cheap foldable e-bike, I would definitely recommend it to you. You can't beat it for 529 bucks. And any discounts I can get you guys are gonna be at the link in the description. And if you do buy through those, it is going to help support the channel, which I always appreciate. Keeps me out here helping you guys out, making decisions on which e-bike you want to pick up. So that being said guys, I recommend the LikeBike Shine S. If you have any questions on this bike or any others, leave them below. With that being said guys, I'm out of here. Thank you so much for watching, and ride safe out there. I'll see you guys soon.